Most engines are designed to last. Very few actually do. Not because the engineers were careless, not because the manufacturers cut corners, but because building an engine that survives 100,000 miles is an achievement. Building one that survives 500,000 in conditions nobody anticipated, on maintenance schedules nobody would recommend, requires something different. It requires a set of decisions made quietly at the design stage that nobody notices until 20 years later, when the engine is still running and everything around it has been replaced twice. The engines on this list made those decisions correctly. This is not a list of the most powerful, the most celebrated, or the most famous. It is a list of engines that, when everything else failed, kept going. 13 of them. And after the list, the question that actually matters. Why do most engines not make it here? Toyota 22RE, Inline 4, 1981, 1997. The 22R family is the starting point for any serious conversation about engine longevity. A 2-liter, naturally aspirated inline 4 fitted to Hilux pickups, Land Cruisers, and 4Runners across 16 years in multiple continents. Nothing about it was technically remarkable. What was remarkable was where these engines ended up: in rural Australia, in East African mining operations, in South American agricultural fleets, and what they survived there. Verified examples with original bottom ends at 500,000 miles exist in numbers sufficient to stop being surprising. The 22RE did not outlast its competition by being clever. It outlasted them by being correct at every design decision that affected long-term durability. Cummins 5.9L 12 valve 6BT, inline 6 diesel 1989-1998. When Chrysler needed a diesel for the first-generation Ram, Cummins provided not a passenger vehicle engine adapted upward, but an industrial engine adapted downward. The 9-liter 12 valves defining characteristic is its Bosch P7100 mechanical injection pump, no electronic controls, no sensors, no software involved in the fueling process. Nothing electronic to fail. Owners report these engines tolerating contaminated fuel, missed service intervals, and sustained neglect with a patience that electronically managed engines cannot match. Some examples have exceeded 1 million miles on the original block. It is not the most powerful diesel ever fitted to a pickup. It is arguably the most indestructible one. Mercedes-Benz OM617, 5-cylinder diesel 1974-1991. In 2004, a 1976 Mercedes 300D was retired from taxi service in Greece with a verified odometer reading of 4.6 million kilometers. The engine inside was an OM617. It had not been rebuilt. The owner's maintenance philosophy was regular oil changes and nothing else. The OM617 is a naturally aspirated, 5-cylinder pre-chambered diesel of entirely conventional design. No exotic materials, no sophisticated engineering. What it has, on examination, is geometry and material chosen with a conservatism that borders on obsessive. Mercedes built it for taxicabs and expected it to run continuously for as long as possible, with as little intervention as possible. The OM617 achieved that brief so completely that its reputation has outlasted the vehicles it was fitted to by decades. Ford 300 cubic inch inline 6, 4.9L, 1965-1996. 31 years in continuous production. From 1965 to 1996, Ford fitted this engine to F-Series trucks, Broncos, and Econoline vans. It never produced headline power numbers. Output hovered around 150 horsepower for most of its life. It did not matter. The Ford 300 was bought by farmers, contractors, and fleet operators who could not afford engine failure, and it did not fail them. The long-stroke inline 6 configuration produced torque that was usable and predictable at low RPM. It asked nothing complicated of the people who ran it, and rewarded regular oil changes with decades of service. It is the engine that built more of rural America than any other single power plant. Inline 4 1988, 2001. The Honda B-Series is here for a different reason than the others. The engines before it survived commercial neglect. The B-Series survived enthusiast abuse, high RPM driving, track days, forced induction applied to factory internals, and service schedules that were sometimes observed and sometimes not. Under those conditions, the B16A and B18C bottom ends proved unexpectedly robust. Stock connecting rods handled power outputs well above factory specification before failing. Stock cranks survived boost levels that should have destroyed them, and when maintained correctly, these engines accumulated mileages that the performance application should have prevented. The B-Series taught a generation of tuners that Honda had overbuilt something. The overbuilding was not an accident. Toyota 1HZ, inline-six diesel 1990, present, still in production. That detail alone places the 1HZ in a category occupied by almost nothing else in automotive history. Toyota has been fitting this naturally aspirated 4-liter inline-six diesel to the 70 Series Land Cruiser for over 30 years. Not a successor. Not a development. The same engine. It produces 96 kilowatts, not competitive by modern standards. That is irrelevant to the 8 organizations, National Park Services, and military contractors who buy it, because their evaluation criterion is not power output. It is reliability in environments with no infrastructure. The best argument for the 1HZ is not a specification sheet. It is the list of organizations that have bought it repeatedly and will not consider anything else. Volvo B230, inline 4, 1985, 1998. The Volvo B230, known as the Red Block, represents Swedish engineering pragmatism in cast iron. A 3-liter inline 4, heavy by contemporary standards and modest in output, it traces its architectural origins to the B20 engine of 1968. By the time the B230 reached production in 1985, the design had accumulated 17 years of real-world durability data and incremental refinement. Owners discovered, over hundreds of thousands of miles, that the block itself was essentially indestructible under normal maintenance. The engine's failures came from the systems surrounding it, cooling hoses, gaskets, the transmission behind it, not from the engine itself. Strip those variables away and the B230 bottom end will outlast almost any context you place it in. GM LS Series, V8 1997, present. The GM LS is an anomaly on this list because it was designed to be both a performance engine and a durable one, and succeeded at both without obvious compromise. Stock LS engines in fleet applications accumulated mileages the performance credentials would not suggest. At the same time, the aftermarket discovered that the bottom end, in stock form, could handle power outputs well beyond factory specification. A stock LS will sustain 500 horsepower reliably. The combination of durability under normal use and tolerance for extreme modification is unusual enough to be genuinely remarkable. The LS architecture is still being manufactured today. The core engineering decisions that made it work were made in the mid-1990s and have not required fundamental revisions since. Toyota 2UZ Fe, V8 1998, 2011. The 2UZ Fe is Toyota's 4.7-liter, naturally aspirated V8, fitted to Land Cruisers, Sequoias, and Tundras for 13 years. It is not famous. It does not have a tuning culture or a performance following. It is discussed, quietly and consistently, in communities where longevity is taken seriously, as one of the most reliably durable V8 engines Toyota ever produced. The design applied the same overbuilding philosophy as the 22R and the 1HZ: generous bearing surfaces, conservative thermal management, oil passages sized above operating requirements. In Land Cruiser owner communities, verified examples at 350,000 miles are common enough to generate no significant discussion. That normalization of extreme mileage is the most accurate measure of what the engine is. BMW M57, inline-six diesel 1998-2013. The BMW M57 proved that a European luxury manufacturer could build a diesel power plant with a longevity record to match the utilitarian engines on this list. The M57's weak points are documented. The intake manifold swirl flaps in certain variants require attention. Address that weakness, maintain the engine correctly with quality oil, and the bottom end will reach mileages that comparable turbocharged diesels do not approach. Examples above 300,000 miles with original engines appear regularly in ownership communities. The M57 succeeded because BMW's diesel engineering team applied the same material and tolerance standards to the diesel program as to its performance petrol engines. It was overbuilt for a luxury car application. That overbuilding is the reason it is here. Isuzu 4BD1, inline 4 diesel 1981-2001. Outside commercial vehicle communities, the Isuzu 4BD1 is essentially unknown. Inside them, It is regarded with the quiet respect reserved for tools that have never let anyone down. A 3.9-liter naturally aspirated indirect injection diesel fitted to Isuzu trucks and the original Trooper before BD1 brought commercial equipment design philosophy into consumer applications. The power output is modest. The refinement is unremarkable. What it was designed to do was run, continuously, under load, for as long as the service schedule was respected, and it did exactly that across agricultural and commercial operations, throughout Asia, Africa, and South America, in conditions where comparable engines had long since been replaced. Nissan VQ35DE, V6 2001, present. The Nissan VQ35DE held a place on Ward's 10 Best Engines list every year from 1995 through 2008 across multiple displacement variants of the VQ family, a run no other engine has matched. The 3.5-liter V6, fitted to the 350Z, Pathfinder, Murano, and various Infiniti models, accumulated a reliability record in real-world conditions that its 300 horsepower output would not obviously predict. Stock bottom ends with correct maintenance have been documented well past 250,000 miles without internal attention. The engine's durability is a product of design decisions made in the VQ development of the mid-1990s, an architecture robust enough to remain competitive for over 2 decades without fundamental revision. Toyota 1GR Fei, V6 2002, present. The Toyota 1GR Fei is the most recent engine on this list, and the most deliberate expression of everything the others represent. A 4.0-liter dual overhead cam V6 fitted to the Tacoma, 4Runner, FJ Cruiser, and Land Cruiser Prado. It has been in production for over 20 years with no fundamental architectural revision. It produces between 239 and 270 horsepower, depending on application. It weighs more than comparable competitors. It returns fuel economy that reflects that weight. None of that has mattered to the communities that depend on it. In Tacoma and 4Runner forums, discussions of 300,000-mile 1GR Fei engines are routine. That normalization is its own kind of credential, the spiritual descendant of the 22R, still accumulating its evidence. Why most fail? 13 engines, which raises the question this list was built toward. Why do most engines fail to reach these mileages? The answer is a pattern, and the pattern is consistent enough across manufacturers, engine types, and eras to amount to something close to a rule. Most engines fail because they were designed to a market requirement rather than an engineering limit. That market requirement, in most cases, is a warranty period. An engine that survives its warranty without a claim is, by the definition most manufacturers apply, a successful engine. Surviving 200,000 miles is exceeding the specification. Exceeding the specification costs money, in material, in manufacturing precision, in design time, and the market does not directly reward that cost, so the margin does not get built in. The engines on this list were designed to a specification more demanding than the consumer market would have generated on its own. Commercial operation, extreme environments, applications where failure meant something beyond an inconvenient warranty claim. They were overbuilt relative to their consumer use because their design origins demanded overbuilding. And those extra millimeters of cylinder wall, those oversized bearing journals, those conservatively rated oil passages turned out to be exactly what longevity required. Maintenance is the other half. No engine on this list survives extreme mileage without correct service. The OM617 at 4.6 million kilometers had its oil changed consistently. The 12-valve Cummins approaching 1 million miles runs clean fuel and sees its filters replaced on schedule. Longevity is a relationship between an engineering decision and a maintenance decision made repeatedly over time. Most engines do not get that relationship. They get deferred oil changes and a thermostat that failed 2 years ago and was never replaced. Under those conditions, almost any engine will fail earlier than its design intended. The engines that last have enough margin that neglect does not immediately become catastrophic. The margin is everything. Every engine on this list was built by engineers who made decisions the market did not demand and the warranty period did not require. They built to a standard beyond their brief. In some cases, the application left them no choice. In others, the culture they worked within simply did not know how to build any other way. The result is the same in both cases. An engine still running in a truck or a taxi or a Land Cruiser somewhere in the world, decades after the engineers who designed it retired, accumulating mileage that was never projected, surviving conditions that were never modeled because someone at a design meeting decided to add the margin. The question worth carrying with you is whether the engines being designed right now, in a world where development cycles are shorter and warranty periods remain the primary durability benchmark, are being given the same margin. Some of them are. The evidence for which ones will take another 30 years to accumulate. We will be watching.